Yay! Okay, so I'm in my classroom. I'm going to record a video on cross-product property. I just came just to show you this. So anyways, my walls are really tore up, the paper, right? The black and purple paper. Because your backpacks, as students would walk back and forth in between those tables, they would catch on the paper and then, they would rip. So usually I would always replace them every year. I would replace them right before a parent back to school night, but haven't got to it yet. Okay. All right. So here's the classroom. Okay. So here we go. Cross-product property. This is an algebraic review because we're starting proportions. Similarity and trig are proportions and dilations are proportions. So this is how we're going to start. Okay. Let me switch. You can see my other computer. Yeah, there you go. Okay. This is a PDF that will be attached to this lecture. I'm going to do, let me see, 5 total examples. Okay? All right, here we go. Cross-product property. I will always refer to it as CPP because that's really long. Okay, it's the cross-product property of proportions. Remember, a proportion is 2 ratios or 2 fractions set equal to each other. So like this is a proportion, fraction, fraction set equal, right? Ratio, ratio set equal. Okay. Same here, right? It could be multi-term, a binomial, trinomial, right? So ratio, ratio set equal to each other. So these are proportions. I'll hold it. Okay, so the theoretical, right, the theorem, if you were to look it up in a textbook, they would always start off this way and say A over B is equal to C over D. So if you perform the cross product property, essentially says that you can cross multiply. So A times D is equal to C times B. And obviously, distributive property plays a role in this, which is the 4th and 5th example that we'll get to, where we'll distribute because we will have a binomial. They just won't be all monomials, one term, mono, right? Okay, the great thing about the cross-product property, love the cross-product property, is it allows you, me, the student, whoever is practicing, to eliminate fractions and ratios so that you get a nice, pretty horizontal equation that you could just mess with and clean up, okay? Your final answer could be a fraction or a decimal, though, so it doesn't mean that your end answer is an integer, and you'll see from these examples. Okay, how do you express a ratio? It can be a fraction, words, or with the colon. Okay, so A over B, right, with that fraction bar, A to B, so this is more of word problems, and then A colon B. Okay, the first is a numerator, the second is denominator, the first is the numerator, the second is the denominator, the first is the numerator, the second is the denominator. Okay, so here we go. Solve each proportion. All right, we are going to multiply diagonally, right? So I'm going to get a slight pink so that you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to multiply, right? I have x over 2 is equal to 7 over 3. So numerator times denominator cross multiply. So the cross product property, I'll just put CPP. You can barely see it, but okay. Says that I can multiply x times 3. So what is x times 3? 3x. And now diagonally cross the other way. 2 times 7, and 2 times 7 gives me 14. And now you just divide. You just inverse operate. And so we're solving for x, right? Because it's solve each proportion, divide by 3. And so you can leave your answer as this fraction, or my calculator is way over there. Or you can give me the decimal. Okay, we're going to take a little walk. Walk, walk, walk. All right. And you can get, let's see, what did I get? 14 over 3? Okay, 14 down 3, SD 4 or 4.6. Okay, so fraction or decimal, yes. All right, second example. Doesn't matter where the variable is located. Here it's in the denominator's position, but just still go ahead and cross product property. So 9 times 3, 27, x times negative 1, negative 1x, or you could just negative x. Okay, I want to know what x is, not negative x, so you can either multiply or divide by the negative. It's up to you. So I get negative 27 is equal to, whoops, x. And so there's a second one. You got to know how to do this for the next two modules, similarity module and trig. You got to know how to do this. Okay, here again, cross product property, negative 10 times 8 is negative 80. 4 times x is 4x. And now divide by 4 because I want to know what x is. So I get negative 20 is x. There you go. Easy. Okay, so now let's go into binomial ratios with binomial and monomial terms. Okay, singular term, monomial, monomial. Two terms, binomial, binomial, right? That's what we have. Okay, so now you're going to kick in the cross product property. So I'm going to go ahead and cross product, but instead of just doing it in my head, which some of you are saying already, it's 5a minus 30. You're correct, but let's just write it out just to make sure. Okay, and then let's cross out the other side, right? 3 times a plus 3, but if you're skipping to, oh my goodness, look at that. I was already doing the math. No, don't do that. 3 times a plus 3. Okay, so now you're going to perform, so this was a cross product property. Now we're going to go into the distributive property. You need to distribute that 5. So 5 times a is 5a, 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. 3 times a is 3a, 3 times 3 is positive 9. So for those of you that wanted to go from here straight over, yeah, you could. 5 times a, 5a, 5 times negative 6, negative 30. 3 times a is 3a, 3 times 3 is plus 9. So this step you can skip if you like really get it. Okay, that's an understandable skip. Okay, so now we need to inverse operate, right? Here's my equal sign, so subtract 3a, and I get 2a minus 30 is equal to 9. And then add 30, right? Because here's my equal sign. And I get 2a is equal to 39, and then divide by 2. And a is 39 halves, or 19.5, I think. 39 divided by 2, 19.5. So whichever answer you prefer. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Cross product, 7v minus 2. But if you want to write 7v minus 14, go for it. All right, next, cross product, 8 times v plus 1. But again, if you're writing 8v plus 8, you're fine. Okay, so now, oops, sorry. Now I'm going to distribute. 7v minus 14. 8v plus 8. And now inverse operate, right? So I'll take the 7v over here, and I get 1v plus 8 minus 14, right? Because that canceled out. Subtract the 8, and I get negative 22 is equal to v. Right, right. And there you go. Okay, kind of a short video. Okay, you're going to complete the worksheet, attach the PDF. You can either print the PDF as always or work on another sheet. It's up to you. but that's it, okay? Yay. All right, here, I'll show you the class one at a time. All right, so anyway, so where was my class? Here. So my door, I'm building R, so I was right by the office, right? So this is the PE area, the basketball gym is that second story. This is a T building. And this, I don't know how much you can see. And then this is the quad and then the office on that direction. So I have a lot of traffic since I'm on the base floor, okay? All right, and here's your big high building. Okay, all right. Bye, guys.